Intuitive thoughts for March 11th, 2026. So last night I had nightmares. Now, it could be that there's something that's popping off on the Schumann or the Kumiana or something energetic or collective. It's very possible that it could be that. It wasn't a scary dream as in, being stalked by a creeper or, anything too traumatic. But it was enough of one that left me uncomfortable and left me wondering, and I couldn't shake it off. So I'm going to tell you exactly how it went. And then I'm going to tell you what the alternative meaning could be, what I think it might be. And then I'm going to let you help me translate what it could also be. Because this is the problem with most intuition. A lot of it is up to the interpretation. And yes, I've been doing this for a very long time, so I kind of have a really good idea as to how to interpret things. But I don't always have the right interpretation. And I want to put that out there. So in this particular dream, I was a man. I was a gentleman. I was kind of not a good character. I knew I was doing bad things, but I wasn't feeling guilty for it. I was working with an old lady over the phone, and she was sending me her belongings and sending me her money. And somebody came along and gave her a heads up. She was also sick. She was passing away. And somebody in her family found out and was able to track me down and figure out who I was. And this old woman, it ended up being this thing where we ended up fighting. I ended up going to where she lives, where I had to find her. She didn't know it was me. When she finally figured out it was me, she was literally taking the clothing off of her back and throwing it at me. I went and grabbed her, took her and stuck her in a car. And she was drowning, and I was walking away from this car as it was submerging. I wasn't feeling bad about it, and it was an awful feeling for me. It was a nightmare. I am not that person. That's not who I am. But I felt like in this particular body, I was not a good person. I was taking advantage of somebody who was older. Oh, and she found me through my phone number, and I was changing my voice over the phone, and she trusted me. And then in the end, she knew who I was because my phone number had been tracked back by this family member. And it was very detailed. And I remember walking away. The car was submerged. It was going under, and I was walking away, and I wasn't feeling bad about it. And that was when I woke up. That was when I felt like it was a nightmare, because that is so not my personality. So I think it may have something to do with a conversation that I had at work yesterday about how I'm very careful and I try very hard to be honest and to hold integrity, because I know that a lot of my clientele are older people who are, purchasing gemstones on their retirement income. And I'm very aware of that. And I try very hard to be very honest with them. I'll tell them when I don't think that they need it. I think it could be something to do with that conversation. The drowning and the vehicle that they were drowning in was very vivid to me. That could actually matter. It could be that I know something is coming from somebody else. It's going to be a man. It's going to be that he is drowning someone and that he's been taking money from them this entire time, and that he gets found out, so he takes her out as a result. The taking the clothes off and handing everything, giving all of their belongings, handing everything over, that may have something to do with a will. Maybe it's a family member, and it's handing everything over, writing everything over in their will. I don't know. That could be possible. It could be a combination of a bunch of things. I'm not really sure. But you tell me what you think it means. I also had another dream that I was getting married, and that I had this really huge, poofy ball gown type dress, and I was trying to get ready, and I had a tiara that was back in the room. And when I went to go back into my room to go get, my hair was falling out. I was trying to put my hair up in this big thing, but when I tried to do it, my hair wasn't dry yet. And so I was still trying to dry my hair. I was still trying to use bobby pins to be able to keep the curls and put my hair in a French twist. And I had a tiara. I couldn't find the tiara. My jewelry was missing. I went back to my room, was looking through my jewelry box. I caught somebody in my room trying to take jewelry out of my jewelry box. Like, I had lots of dreams last night. And I was late for this wedding. I didn't know who I was marrying. I was not happy about getting married, but I knew that the wedding was going to be big. It was going to be this big, crazy affair. I also had a dream that I was handed an entire bag of cards and gifts and things that the parents of the person I was marrying they'd been given a shower. They'd been given thrown some kind of something that I wasn't invited to, but it was for me. And they had already gone through and had written down all the names and all of the money and all of the gifts. And then they handed me this bag. And I felt like I didn't have any control over my life, and I didn't get to make any of my decisions. And I was being forced into this situation, and I was uncomfortable. I didn't feel good about myself. My hair wasn't done. My jewelry was wrong. Someone was taking things out of my jewelry box. I felt out of control. So, there you go. Let's unravel that one. It was such a night. I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot of you that also had very strange dreams last night, but it was an uncomfortable, nightmarish kind of night, and I don't have nightmares very often, like, not at all. So, and I'm not stressed about anything. I have nothing to be stressed about. I'm actually having a good week. So, you tell me, what do you think?